Okay, now can you hear me? I know you can't see me. I turned the camera off for a second. Now we just need to find it again. There we go. Okay, good. Fucking hell. I don't know why every once in a while this fucking thing just decides not to recognize my microphone. Like, it was working. My computer was fine. My computer recognized the microphone, just fucking Streamlabs wouldn't for no reason at all. I am not even going to try to catch up with the chat. It's all people saying, we can't hear you anyway, so. Anyway, I have no idea who all is here, so hi everybody. Yeah, Lee removed the microphone from the little mixer thing and re-added it, and now it's working. Hi, Pajama Critic. Hi, Styx. I see that you showed up at some point. Hi, Jane. I'll try to say hi to as many people as I can, but, like, I'm not going to go back and reread that whole chat. Hi, Tolchok. Hi, Shamrock. Hi, Special Iron, of course. So we're at the season where the crew gets resurrected by teensy little robots, and they make this little sound, meanie, 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 meanie. Oh, hi, Mashery. Your name sounds familiar, but I think I haven't seen you in a while. Hi, Michael. Hi, Peter. Different people than usual. That's cool. Welcome to the stream, everybody. I think Styx is connected to the air vent. Hi, Ash. Alright, so let me just get started on this, I guess. I was hoping to blaze through Season 8 today, but I don't know if that's going to happen. Although, most of the videos are short. There's just a couple long ones. We'll see. It would be nice if we could just rip that whole Band-Aid off in one stream, but... Saw The Whale this afternoon. If you're still trying to lose weight, I recommend it as a motivator. No thanks. Hi, Pajama Critic. I think I did say hi to you earlier. I already watched my 600-pound life. That's enough. I know the name Mastery as well, but I can't remember if it's here or on Twitter. Oh, I suppose it could be Twitter, but I feel like I don't know, whatever. In Bioshock's Rapture, Andrew Ryan asks Rimmer to leave before he kills everyone with his boring lamppost gallery. I'm trying to plug this white hole problem. Alright, let's watch the Red Dwarf recipe video or whatever. The Whale was legit really good, pulling for Brendan Fraser to win an Oscar. Hi, Adam. I don't like the idea of it. That whole, like, misery porn showing fat people. I'm just, not into it. I know, it's a mixed bag, because I want Brendan Fraser to be successful, but I don't know about this Whale movie. I've heard a lot of bad stuff about it, as far as, like, representation and that sort of thing. Oh, Christ, I forgot we have Can't Smeg, Won't Smeg first. Yeah, interesting one to start with. Hammond organ music. Looking forward to seeing Cocaine Bear, yeah. I hope I can manage to see a movie soon. I don't know. I hopefully have some money coming my way soon. By the way, if anybody wants to help me out with rent and stuff, there's a link. It's pinned to the top of the chat, and it's also in the description. Yeah. I try to drop in occasionally. You go live after midnight. Struggles of different time zones. Oh, yeah. Hi, Leonard. So, yeah, I guess I'll tell you guys really quick what happened the last couple days. Like, so I'm late on rent this month, as I keep saying, and, which I already knew, of course, but, like, they put a note on our door that was a 3-day notice, and they're charging us for this month and last October, which originally they told us we didn't have to pay that one. It's kind of a long story. But initially they said we only owed like a small amount of money, and I double checked with them and they're like, nope, you only owe this much for this month. And I was like, okay. I keep seeing a hair in the corner of my eye. I don't know where the fuck it is. It's driving me crazy. So yeah, we owe them like $4,000 now, so that's great. But hopefully the money I have coming in will cover that. At least I think I have it coming in. It's not for sure yet. I'm waiting for the Mario, Dungeons and Dragons, and Spider-Man movies. There's a Spider-Man movie coming. Right. Into the Spider-Verse. I forgot. I'm doing all right other than that stupid rent issue. Still short on funds myself. Yeah, it seems like everybody is right now. How close are you to the total goal? I don't even really have a particular goal right now. It's just, I mean, I know I have one up here, but it's just kind of, I don't know. Hi, Julia. I don't think I said hi to you before. Tug's on caller because of the amount of money I know. The Mummy and George of the Jungle were the good movies of Brendan Fraser, yeah. Did I ever see George of the Jungle? I feel like I've seen it once, but I don't remember it too well. Hi, Saad. Is there really a Tetris movie coming out? The Whale doesn't really give bad representation. I think it's more that like showing overweight people in a negative light. That's just like the only way they ever show them, if that makes any sense. Do I like Harry Potter? I mean, I saw the first few movies and I used to like it, but I hate J.K. Rowling so much I could never watch it at this point. Sort of looking forward to the Mario movie. I sort of am too. Anyway, if I'm doing well enough on money soon, I would like to see Quantumania maybe next weekend, but we'll have to see how it goes. I hate to miss out on an Ant-Man movie in the theater, but I really love Ant-Man. Hi, Hershey. Saw the third Ant-Man film. I don't know why people are dunking on it. I thought it was great. I don't know either. Well, anyway, okay, let me start this video. I was about to, and then I went on a tangent. In February of 1998, right between Red Dwarf 7 and 8, during the show's 10-year anniversary, I think I'm going to turn this up a tiny bit. Let me know if it ends up being too loud. It was basically 2 nights of Red Dwarf-related documentaries and outtakes, ending with the fan-favorite episode Gunmen of the Apocalypse, hosted by Patrick Stewart of all people.
The date on which comedy goes beyond the final frontier. The series is Red Dwarf.
Told you he was a fan.
And tonight, we salute the Jupiter Mining Corporation vessel and its valiant crew.
Day equals made. There was also some that was the best thing ever. Patrick Stewart doing the Rimmer salute. Against some fans regarding Red Dwarf trivia, but it started off with a special. Oh, the volume is good. Good. Smeg won't smeg. Yeah, like last week I went back and I always have to watch a bit of the stream when I'm putting the ads in later. And I noticed the audio sounded bad because like my speaker and the sound were like at roughly the same level, and there was kind of an echo. Anyway, I'm trying to fix that a little bit by turning up your volume and turning down my volume a bit. It's hosted by Ainsley Harriott, who had a show I never heard of called Can't Cook, Won't Cook. Fortunately, you don't have to have seen it to understand this. The premise is pretty obvious. But Ainsley Harriott also played one of the Gelfs in Emo Hawk, so he does have a connection to Red Dwarf. So why am I talking about this one? Well, while it isn't an official Red Dwarf episode, everyone except Ainsley, obviously, and Kachansky is perfectly in character, so it feels enough like an episode. Also, whenever I'm watching all episodes of Red Dwarf in order, I will usually watch this one after season 7.
Anyway, I'm here today to combine cooking and Red Dwarf in a smorgasbord of entertainment. So
It's like one of my streams. Red Dwarf and baking.
What an honor it is. I just can't believe I'm
They just need to add like My Little Pony and what else do we talk about? Sonic. And I know I'm forgetting something.
here with
Anyway.
you and your hat. I would like to nominate Mr. David Lister, a man who has eaten so many curries that his bottom has been known to set off car alarms. If underpants could talk, his would be like that.
Poor Robert Llewellyn forgets his line, but it's in such a way that works and he makes the best of it, God bless him.
In fact, his would be speechless, but I kind of lived it rather than said it.
And can I just say that I really enjoyed those books you wrote about, sticking your hand up a cow.
I have no idea who they're confusing him with, but the banter is great.
And that was in a book.
Well, he put his hand in a book and he stuck the book out the cow.
They're not done making fun of his name, though.
Did you get ribbed about that in school? About what? Having the initials A-H.
I think.
H.
Oh,
Why is that so funny? Right? Well, that Brighton helps him by moving the cord out of the way.
Let's get on with it, because now it's time to meet the other team. First, let's meet a man who won't cook simply because he's a total smeghead.
I'm gonna take a wild guess that he's talking about Rimmer. I guess they had already revealed that Chris Berry was coming back for season 8.
I've read all your books, and that sequence where you stick your hand up.
It's not him.
I have brought along today someone who I can honestly say is not so much an associate and crewmate, but more an underling and gimboid.
Oh, we missed you, Rimmer. Yeah, if there's anyone who wouldn't know how to cook, it'd be the cat. Even Lister has been known to throw meals together before.
The lucky girl who has volunteered to be our taster.
Well, she didn't so much volunteer, sir. It was lose the ippy-dippy.
And finally, Kachansky. And good lord, is she ever the weak link in this?
I'm not going to taste anything today. I'm just not hungry. I mean, after all, it was only last week I ate a stick of celery. Look what it's done to my bum.
Yeah, I remember all those times in season 7 when Kachansky told all the guys to look at her butt and complained about how big it was, because that's a thing she does.
Don't want to make a rush decision. Give me a couple more hours. Why do girls always do that?
She's basically just an annoying girl stereotype here. I
Yeah.
mean, I know she was already like that to some people, but it's
Yeah, especially
really
since she
strange.
never did that before.
I ain't been on any team with him. What's wrong with me?
The funny part is that this is very similar to a scene from DNA, only the characters are reversed.
I'm not teaming up with him.
Me? What's wrong with me?
I'm an excellent team man. I get on famously with pretty well everyone. Apart from him. And that pompous, jumped-up mechanoid git.
You flee at the first sign of trouble. You only look after number one. You're vain, you're selfish, you're narcissistic, and you're self-obsessed.
You just listed all my best features. You want to get someone on your team? You better get yourself a major kind of dog.
So Cat's out and... God, listen to the audience lose their shit.
Right?
As much as I would have preferred that the cat had gotten more screen time, it is kind of hard to imagine him cooking anything. So this was a good way to avoid having him be seriously out of character and still give Danny something to do. Also, what's up with Kachansky here? She looks uncomfortable as hell, like her jacket's too tight or something.
It's a girl. Thank God I'm wearing all of my coolest clothes.
To be fair, this exchange is a little uncomfortable.
Trousers might not be big enough.
So apparently they were supposed to bring food.
A dead space weevil.
We've got some wine made from urine recyc.
No aftertaste or hair loss.
Lister is great in this, by the way.
Actually, that wouldn't really bother you, would it?
Remember how I said a while back how in between scenes Craig Charles is like Mega Lister? He's kind of like that here too.
A mimian bladderfish, sir.
I've got some rice pudding in the bowl I use to when I get my haircut.
A pot noodle?
Dwayne Dipley sounds off.
Caroline Carmen's here.
Nice callback.
What the hell do you think you're doing? I'm not going to be cooked with no wine.
I have to give Ainsley Harriott credit. As much as the Red Dwarf cast steals the show at times, he's still able to hold his own and be as funny as they are.
Feast your eyes on this.
Naturally, they're making chicken vindaloo because, I mean, it's Red Dwarf. What else are they gonna make?
Rattle those pots and pans. I want the hand in the air there. A little
Hi,
bit of
Mario
shaking
dude.
there.
Now I see why they didn't have the cat stick around. It ended up being a competition for who had the more flamboyant personality.
Pull that in, Ollie. Absolutely lovely. Remember, nice and controlled.
I like how he doesn't approve of Crichton using his groinal attachment.
Slice down into the onion there.
You don't need to kill the onion, Lister. It's already dead.
Little fine pieces of onion. That's
Wow, go Dwayne Dibley.
beautiful, Dwayne. That's what I like.
Rimmer's having a little too much fun.
Tossing, we like a bit of that, don't we?
Yeah, best face.
Go back there.
I like to think that he does stuff like this in his own kitchen when there's no camera running.
Hasta la vista.
Meanwhile, Crichton tries to clean up after Lister and
Ainsley's an absolute riot. Yeah.
You are uncontrollable. Sorry. A little bit of salt like that, and that's all by a bit of salt.
he said a little salt, Crichton. Actually, shouldn't Crichton know how to cook already? Oh well. Notice Dwayne accidentally throwing salt at Rimmer.
There's that lovely He's going very fast. He's very
Lister gets annoyed with Ainsley and
Be careful.
starts throwing raw chicken at him. Maybe I should have given Lister best face. And then he starts eating curry paste with a spoon.
What are you doing? You think I'm fine?
Seriously, I love how mad he gets at them. And it's only gonna get worse. And now Lister's spitting out the curry onto the floor. I never noticed that till now. Lister's just eating all the ingredients now.
Bloody rice is burning. Look, that's not very professional, is it? Shut up!
I love how Dwayne can't stop showing off his cucumber flipping ability, so Lister starts mocking him.
There's a lot of
Rimmer's like, give me that.
little
Now
jokes
I
in
think
here that you
Lister's
don't necessarily
throwing
catch
pieces
the
of
first
cucumber at
time.
Dwayne.
Take the coconut milk in, and when you put it
Go Dwayne Dibley again, except now he can't stop.
underneath there, that's lovely.
A word about tomatoes.
Here's an amazing bit. Rimmer distracts Ainsley while Dwayne switches their rice with his. And spits in his food while he's at it.
So very similar fashion.
He's even being really obvious about it, like, hey, look how good my rice looks.
Is there a problem, Mr. Harriet?
No, no problem at all.
And then, look how bad yours looks.
Who put that on?
And apparently that was totally unscripted, or at least Ainsley didn't know about it for real.
Well, that seems to be a bit dry, sir.
Don't worry.
It's a dry rice dish, sir.
Now it's time for the presentation. Lister arranges the parsley as if he's planting trees.
You made like a little miniature garden.
Just chuck. What am I doing with this pot? This is nothing like mine. You nicked my pot!
And Ainsley finally figured out what happened.
You nicked my pot.
Care, don't talk to me!
Oh god, Dwayne really
gets
is a
so
walking
mad.
disaster waiting to happen, isn't he?
Coriander, just a finish.
Gotta love how into it these two are. And now it's time for the tasting.
You know what they say? In space, no one can hear you scream.
Good old alien references.
A bit of trouble planting the trees.
How about the blindfold? Do you want that on?
I think I'd rather eat the blindfold.
Her one funny line.
Yeah.
So she has to try Rimmer and Dwayne's first. And apparently it's not that bad. Also, holy shit, no, this is best face. And now for Lister and Crichton's. I love that he picked his nose on it.
That's enough.
Good use of that clip.
Hi, Flash.
Though apparently both turned out pretty bad considering their reactions. And so ends Can't Smeg, Won't Smeg.
That was
I'm not
fun.
going to have a lengthy post-episode recap type thing like I normally do, since this didn't really have a storyline or any character development or anything like that. I will say that, aside from Kachansky and the occasional bit that went on a little too long in the beginning, this is pretty damn funny in my opinion. Everyone is great in it, and this was a fun little love letter to Red Dwarf. This is the only thing I've seen Ainsley Harriet in other than that Emo Hawk episode, but he was great too. I could see how he could be a bit much, but he kind of had to compete for attention with a Red Dwarf cast, so it all kind of balanced out. Like I said, the only thing dragging it down a little was Kachansky, but I don't blame Chloe for that. It looks like 90% of her direction was along the lines of react to stuff everyone else is doing.
Yeah.
Like they weren't really sure what to do with her. She could have easily been left out. But whenever she is the focus, at least it's brief. I highly recommend watching this all the way through. It's pretty easy to find on YouTube. I did show all the best bits, but there are a lot of little things I left out, like Crichton almost constantly repeating directions to Lister and cheering him on and such. He does it kind of quietly while other people are talking, so it's kind of easy to miss. Next up is Season 8 with Back in the Red. See you then.
Hi, Taijan. You didn't miss too much. I'd spent like 20 minutes trying to get my mic to work.
What I like, we like a bit of sweetness, don't we? Yes,
Yes,
we
we
like
do, sir.
it.
Yes, we love it.
There you go.
We
That's
do. We
it.
like sweetness.
There's none finer.
You couldn't hear, What? Oh, that's weird. I guess I started watching that at some point. We'll watch the opening one time, as per usual. There is a Tetris movie coming out, though it's about the history of Tetris. Oh, okay. What's that guy's name again? You mean Ainsley Harriott? I never actually even watched the Indiana Jones movies that much. I really should, but I don't think I even knew they were making a new one. Dina loves Ant-Man, yep. I do loves me some Ant-Man. Excuse me. Thought I was gonna burp there, but I guess not. It's just general heartburn. I actually got put on some medication for my acid reflux, but it takes a few days to really start working, so I guess I haven't been taking it long enough. Still love the Harry Potter series, but I don't care for the author. I refuse to let reality take away my love of something yet again. Yeah, I mean, it's understandable if you already own the books and everything, and, you know, and it doesn't bother you to go back and read them. Just not a good idea to give her money, but, I mean, as long as you're not doing that. And technically, it's your business if you do anyway. It's just an opinion. More about depression than obesity is choosing a slow, inactive form of suicide could just as easily been shown as smoking or drinking himself to death. Okay, but, like, it's still, like, misery porn. I'm just not interested. He always looks like he wants to punch the dwarfers. I know, I love how mad he gets. He gets so fucking mad. Hearing Patrick Stewart talk about Red Dwarf is weird. It does have kind of a worlds colliding kind of feel. Yeah, apparently he's kind of a longtime Red Dwarf fan. I can't believe they haven't gotten him on there yet. Massey was so sleepy last night he ran into a wall. Oh, poor baby. Hope he didn't hurt himself too bad. I like how you point out how simple the premise of the show, but you still had an untold amount of comments from people trying to explain the show to you in depth. Yeah, and I had people going like, I don't know how you would get anything out of this if you've never seen the show before. I'm like, it's pretty straightforward. A guy is showing the dwarfers how to cook. Like, doesn't really need that much. I don't know. I see the leader of the Kinatawawi had a makeover. Oh yes, cats, of course. Pets in general, really. We always end up talking about our pets. Rimmer plus Kachansky. Someone has to die eventually. Yeah. Honestly, the reference about the hand up a cow is becoming more and more obscure. It's the kind of joke my mom laughs at because she used to love the All Creatures Great and Small books and TV show. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't know what it was referencing at the time, but people have since told me. There's only one guy there, and that's David Lister? What? I'm not sure what you're trying to say there. Tossing, we like a bit of that, don't we? Oh, this has to be a bad Vindaloo dream Lister is having. There you go. I like that. I like that fan theory. Has Crichton ever made a Vindaloo? I assume he makes them all the time for Lister. He really wants to punch them now. Dwayne teasing Ainsley after switching the rice was instant gold. Yeah, that was so silly. Was that an I just snapped laugh? Yeah, I believe it was. And count the amount of times that season 7/8 Kachansky made me laugh on one hand. Yeah, she wasn't, even when she wasn't a bad character, she still wasn't terribly funny, but that's not really her fault. She was sort of the straight man on that show, so. College friend of mine was an apprentice in Ainsley's kitchen. When he got excitable like that, it was a sign service was going smoothly. That's cool. He's like Gordon Ramsay when he yells. I guess so. I never thought to compare the two, but yeah, I can kind of see it. I never really watched any of Gordon Ramsay's shows, but just I know what he's like due to cultural osmosis. I think I'm starting to understand why Ainsley got cast as the Guelph leader. You have to be really expressive to act under makeup. That's a good point. Ainsley is still making cookery TV shows to this day and has lost none of his on-camera zeal. Good on him. That's cool. I should probably check out his show. I think it was on Netflix or something at some point. I don't remember. Time for Tina's favorite series. Your vlog was only the second time I saw this. I'd forgotten just how damn funny it was. It's so ridiculous. No idea why, but I'm not a fan of that episode. Huh. I don't know why either. I think it's hilarious. The Dinaverse was dark that day for 20 minutes. Oh, you mean the... Okay. Massey spent 7 minutes a few days ago chasing a poor rabbit. Aw. Who nicked my pot? For what it's worth, the new Ant-Man has a lot more Michelle Pfeiffer in it. I think somebody told me that. What is the best way to cook Space Weevil? I like the Ant-Man movies too, especially since they're fun and not grim like a later MCU movie. Yeah, that's the thing. They're really fun and... Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. Ant-Man himself kind of feels like a sort of like a G-rated Deadpool, if that makes any sense. Just something about how his delivery of his lines or something. I don't remember. They need to make a superhero called Vindaloo Man. Quoting me saying I thought I was going to burp there, but I guess it's just normal heartburn. Oh, you guys are talking about the carrots. Yeah. It took me a second to realize why you guys were talking about carrots. You meant the weevil. I'm not going to argue with anyone about J.K. Rowling. If you want to give her money, give her money. If you don't want to give her money, don't give her money. I don't see the point in debating it. I'm not going to pay someone who I think is shitty, okay? It's something I don't want to do. If you want to do it, go nuts. I'm just tired of the whole fucking subject, to be honest. I wish people would just forget Harry Potter exists, but that's obviously not going to happen. Twatter. Oh my god, shut the fuck up about J.K. Rowling. I'm ignoring any more comments about that. It's not about how much money she has. It's about the fact that I don't want to give her money, okay? I wish people would just not even bring up Harry Potter. How did this episode not start the food conversation? Good point. We're too busy talking about Ainsley Harriott, I guess. She does have influential power, given that certain politicians cite her rhetoric for laws they want to pass. Exactly. Here's the thing. It's not so much about money, okay? It's about the fact that helping this franchise to thrive gives her more of a voice. And if you don't care about that, that's your prerogative, I guess. But yeah, that's really the reason. I assume Crichton can make every kind of food. I mean, you would think so. It's kind of like his whole, like, programming. I was going to say his whole job, but it's more than a job. It's like his whole programming. Wasn't it revealed at some point that Crichton had somehow downloaded all of Earth's known cooking techniques and recipes to make all food known to man? I don't remember that specifically, but, like, it would make sense, wouldn't it? His whole deal is, like, cooking and cleaning, so... Lister's breakfast of onion and cornflakes is actually similar to a real snack from South Asia. That's interesting. The often lethal Mercurian boomerang spoon. I forgot about that. Was on Netflix. That sentence seems to be said a lot. Tell me about it. Is it bad that I jump scared myself in a mirror today? I do that sometimes when it's dark in the room. The part where Lister threw raw chicken to Ainsley Harriott made me laugh every time. That is funny. Excuse me. Hello, what do you think of J.K. Rowling fart noises? Yeah, that's my... Yeah, somebody made that and put it in the Discord. And well, technically they made the base and I added the J.K. Rowling bit. I haven't noticed MCU doing that. I'm trying to remember the last MCU movie I saw. Maybe I just haven't seen any of the newest ones, but... I only noticed that in the last two... Well, I haven't seen the last Thor movie yet. Thor Ragnarok was like that. There were too many jokey jokes. And I never quite got around to seeing Love and Thunder. I kind of wanted to see it, but I was worried it was going to be too much like Ragnarok. I was rewatching your Bound of Silk vlog and I was scratching my arms while watching it. Oh, because of the spiders. Just turning my volume down for a bit. Well, tough shit. Shouldn't have made me mad. Hi, Birdie. I like how that AH joke goes all the way to the new series when Hitler said it could be Ainsley Hitler. Yeah, I love that. That was definitely a reference to Ainsley Harriott. What have you been baking lately? Nothing actually. The downside to me baking is that I end up, having to eat a lot of it, and in theory I'm trying to lose weight, so I kind of had to stop baking for a while. I was going to make some Oreo truffles for Valentine's Day, but then I ended up at a work event. I ended up winning in a raffle. I won a big box of C's candy, so it's like... So yeah, we don't need any more chocolate in the house than we already have. I wish Artemis Fowl blew up as much as HP did. Way better world building. I've never seen or read that, but yeah, I've heard it's at least as good, if not better. Hi, Jackie. Let's talk about nice things. We just watched a video of a bunch of funny British guys attempting to cook. There you go. Hi, Noah. I don't think I said hi to you earlier. Maybe I did. Oh, hi, Digital Indra. Sorry, I kind of bristle about the J.K. Rowling thing. I don't know. I know people aren't necessarily defending her when they say it doesn't matter, but I don't know. I just feel like it does anyway. Like buying her stuff, I mean. Jump scaring yourself in front of a mirror is the opposite of what Kat would do. I like that. I will give you, I think that's 10,000 likes. You put the comma in the wrong spot, but I'll give you 10,000 likes if you say Bloody Mary in the mirror tonight. There was a Haunting Hour episode based on the Bloody Mary thing. Except they said Scary Mary, but it was a pretty good episode. You like the Rimmer rolling meme. Yeah, JD in the, I forget what his YouTube name is. I had to ask him what his Twitter name was so I could credit him when I posted it, but yeah, he was the one who made that, the base. And he had some other name, and I'm like, I need that base so I can make a J.K. Rowling version. I hated that damn spider. Me too, but I also kind of loved it in a way, because it's a proper scary giant spider. Not like that fucking clown spider in It Chapter 2. JK is like Ayn Rand if she can actually write a readable book. Yikes. I haven't read anything by Ayn Rand, but I've heard a lot of bad things about him. Sadly, Love and Thunder doubles down on the jokey jokes. That's too bad. I've heard both, honestly. I've heard that it's either better or worse, depending on who you ask. Makes for a not meritless but uneven film. Okay. Dina gets angry at me. Oh, shit. Oh, bread isn't really all that healthy either, though. But that's a good point. You know what? I used to make my own sourdough bread. It was I kind of miss doing it, but my current kitchen has so little counter space, I can't really do it too well. Okay, you want a really controversial view? I'm one of those guys that likes to eat Kit Kats by biting into all the fingers at once. Oh my god, you monster. I read a bit of Artemis Fowl and it was pretty cool. I wish Cherub and Charlie Bone got to be more popular too. I haven't even heard of those. Eating roses can help in weight loss? Where do you get that from? The whole J.K. Rowling thing pisses me off as well. I'm glad I'm not alone. I made bread once in different shapes. One of them was meant to be a snail. Most people saw something else. Oh yeah, Percy Jackson. That's another one. I heard Artemis Fowl and I was thinking, is that the one I'm thinking of? Yeah, Percy Jackson was the one I was actually thinking of. But yeah, I haven't seen any of them, to be honest. I just know of them. Anyway, I heard the books are good too. I want to read those, but there are so many and I have a short attention span. Oh, okay, Told Chalk. I'm sorry. Yeah, you use different names in different places and I don't always know. The Demigod Files are a much better YA fantasy series than that other one. Just finished the Trials of Apollo today. Why does every fantasy thing have a giant spider in it, though? Do they just want to torture us arachnophobes? It seems that way. Sorry, I'm not so phlegmy right now. My family used to have a bread maker. It was good, but the only downside was the huge hole in the middle left by the rotating stir. Oh yeah, I've heard of that. Velma series on HBO Max has the lowest rating on IMDb. Not surprised. Yeah, it looks pretty bad from what I've heard. All right, Hershey, thanks for stopping by. Love and Thunder is okay. Korg is gay and his boyfriend is Dwayne. Okay. Korg is gay. That's interesting. Come on, Dina. You've known for some time what an utter blasphemer I am. Well, that's true. Dorothy the dinosaur. I mean, eating Kit Kats altogether isn't the worst thing, but really it's just gonna crumble. Yeah, true. It just seems wrong. We'll have to wait a few decades for JK to get a Bioshock-style deconstruction story that exposes the flaws in her beliefs, including adding dumb crap to canon, making Andrew Ryan out of JK, so to say. I think I have heard that roses are edible. I just don't see how they aid in weight loss. The Worst Witch came first. There's no way too many similarities between it and Harry Potter. That's interesting. Oh, wait. There's way too many similarities between that and Harry Potter. Well, I know the main character in the original Troll movie was named Harry Potter. It's probably coincidence, but it would be kind of funny if she stole it from that. It's a pretty common phobia and fairly easy to produce on screen. I had to watch the film Arachnophobia at school once. That was not a good day. Oh, God. I used to like Arachnophobia. I don't think I could watch it now. In some ways, I think I'm more afraid of spiders than I used to be. Kind of from knowledge gained over time, okay. Excuse me. I'm not afraid of clowns, but I understand why some people might be. I feel bad for real clowns having to deal with evil clowns in media. Excuse me. Yeah, those heartburn pills aren't doing shit right now. I am also not afraid of clowns. I'm not sure I even understand why people are, but, you know, to each their own. I don't judge. My dad sometimes makes jam and lemon tarts. They're always good. That sounds good. Dwayne the Dibbler Johnson. I like that. I remember waiting for Shelob to appear in Return of the King. Oh, the giant spider. Once I saw her, I was blown away by how brilliant it was. She moved so fluidly. Oh, I didn't even know Korg was a character from the comics. Okay. He bakes our mince pies, which are always nice. They're always the best when they're homemade. Oh yeah, I made mincemeat pie one year, but I used the kind from the jar. I'm going to mention something related to authors adding things to canon outside of the work. It's so annoying, like why they tell us about stuff about the universe instead of showing. Yeah, that's definitely don't show, telling and not showing. Transformers, Beast Wars, Black Arachnia must be a confusing one for arachnophobes. I thought Black Arachnia looked really cool in Beast Machines. I never really watched Beast Wars. I think people are scared of clowns due to uncanny nature of the makeup. I guess, but I just always thought the makeup looked goofy. Been to the circus, clowns aren't scary, they're just some comedians in makeup. Clowns are only scary if they're intentionally creepy, at least to me. Yeah, that's kind of how I see it. I had a neighbor who had a phobia of clowns. We went to the circus once and we saw him get volunteered by a clown. He was okay, though, as he didn't look too traditional. Oh, okay. I used to get heartburn myself, but ever since I quit drinking too much diet soda and apple juice, it completely disappeared. Yeah, the only diet drinks I drink are Crystal Light, as I've mentioned before. So I don't think it's anything I eat. I think it's just kind of an issue with me in general. Beast Wars better than Beast Machines. That's not a very hot take. Everybody thinks that. I just can't watch Beast Wars because the CGI has aged so badly. I've heard it's good, though. The only person who doesn't like my dad's cooking is my dad. All the rest of us love it. You're the only person I know who says they've seen Beast Machines but not Beast Wars and stomach the designs. It's because I was dating a guy who was a fan of Beast Wars, and anytime I was over at his house on a Saturday morning, he insisted on watching Beast Machines instead of Pokemon. So that was how I ended up watching it, but I did kind of like it. I don't remember it too much other than the character designs. The only clowns you should worry about are the killer ones from outer space and Pennywise. Should probably also add the Terrifier clown to that. I forget what his name is. I haven't seen the movies and I don't plan to. Personally, I don't think the CG for the robots in Beast Wars aged terribly. It's just most of the backgrounds didn't age well. And Moonbeam says they're both good. Okay. All right. Let's. All right. One more comment. Me and my mom like to Love and Thunder for whatever that's worth. Yeah, it just depends on the kind of stuff you like. All right. Let me go ahead and play this. Try not to include too much cat in this, but I did anyway. I do think my opening sequence is pretty good, even though it runs longer than it needs to. Whew, back in the red.
Odd way to start off a season. We open on what is basically a bunk scene in the vein of the first couple seasons, only Lister and Rimmer appear to be in prison. And yeah, Rimmer's back.
An 83-year-old dad? But he's not going to get up in the middle of the night to help give the baby its feed. Can't we pretend to be dead? Darling, can you give the baby his bottle tonight?
Lister is in rare form, but Rimmer isn't having any of it.
I bet I can make you say something the next minute.
Lister is going to get a reaction if it kills him.
I took some money from your purse. There's audible going in there. The wallet that time forgot.
A Rimmer is cheap joke didn't do it.
Remember Yvonne Magruder? I used to go out, you know, before you did. Didn't have a heel carpet burns, do they? Both cheeks, man. She nearly wore them down to the bone.
Uh-oh, Yvonne Magruder. That did it.
You shut up!
Have you any idea how irritating you've just been? You're a master. There are things you could teach.
Yeah, that was the point.
So it turns out that Lister did something earlier that severely pissed off Rimmer.
You disgusting, rotting, fetid piece of congealed monkey vomit.
And best insult goes to Rimmer, as always.
83?
Time to find out what this was all about. The next scene picks up where season 7 left off. Lister is back to normal.
Look at me body.
There's an invitation that will not cause a stampede.
Meanwhile, Kachansky has
cute
somehow
line.
made time to get her hair done. Also, she randomly stopped wearing red. So now the nanobots are doing to Red Dwarf what they did to Lister. They had overcompensated.
Did I mention this in the cat video? I thought it was funny that they were completely consistent about Cat's look, but not Kachansky's.
By making both too big, and after fixing Lister, they are now fixing Red Dwarf. Unfortunately, Starbug just got sucked into a vent, so that's bad news for them.
I suggest we move from blue alert to red alert, sir.
Let's go all the way up to brown alert.
But there's no such thing as brown alert, sir.
You won't be saying that in a minute.
Ah, new Red Alert joke.
Don't say I didn't alert you.
Brown alert.
Love
that one.
Or is this a bad time?
Holly is helpful as usual.
Past Epsilon 14 and take a right at the hydro unit. We'll save about 2 minutes.
I don't understand a woman who is hurtling towards 30 and still has a teddy bear called Boo Boo, but when it comes to navigation, there's none finer.
I like how the nanobots restore.
That doesn't sound like season 7 Kachansky at all.
Stay classy, Red Dwarf.
I hope we don't get stopped by the cops. They don't like it when you're rat-arsed.
I'll admit it, I didn't get that joke the first time because I'd never heard ratted used to mean drunk.
5
Poor
seconds,
rat.
Kachansky has managed to change her hair and her outfit. She must have learned the magic
Her
from
restaurant
Rarity.
continues to shrink around them to the point
Changed
where
her
Starbucks
personality
loses
too,
its bigger
somewhat.
back end.
Didn't I need somewhere that can seriously affect your ability to fly?
Now the middle section is gone.
Now we've lost the midsection in the kitchen. I'm sorry, everyone, but we may have to have sandwiches for lunch.
Fortunately, Starbuck has made it into the landing bay. It takes a while to lose its momentum, but it eventually stops, and they get out of there as fast as they can. It kind of hurts seeing Starbuck blow up. It was basically the Red Dwarf of the last 2 seasons. Almost feels like they killed off a character. That said, they also brought back some characters.
Chad? Is it really you?
Apparently the nanobots rebuilt the old crew, so Lister's drinking buddies are back.
This is Chen. He works in the kitchen, he's always drunk. And this is Selby. And he's always drunk too. There's Peterson. Couldn't make it. He's drunk.
You'd think they'd have Peterson show up in this scene. I guess he was off filming Harry Potter. Seriously, if you didn't know, the guy who plays Peterson also plays Ron's dad.
Mr. Thornton?
Unfortunately, Captain Hollister shows up and ruins everything. Lister is arrested for stealing and destroying a Starbug without a pilot's license.
Do you require any form of aid?
Yeah, I knew about Alan Rickman.
So Lister is escorted to his quarters, which are very blue now. Not that we're going to be seeing much of it anyway.
All right, dude.
They don't know about you yet, Al. It might be an idea to keep it that way.
So the Holly from Starbug shows up, and he suspects that Lister will end up in the tank, which is on floor 13, and apparently only classified personnel know about it.
There was an inmate population of 400, all being transported to Adelphi 12. Presumably, they've all been resurrected too.
I know the Red Dwarf is a big ship, but I find that a little hard to swallow. Surely some people on the ship have known people who ended up in there. Not to mention that Lister is going to be released after 2 years. Like, he wasn't going to tell anyone after that?
They're all deranged, hairy, no-lobers, breath like old
Yeah, the whole
monkeys,
prison
arms
thing
like
is
toilet
weird.
balls, scum of the universe. They're all like that, aren't they?
Hang on. I've got one of them on file somewhere.
Oh yeah, look.
Fun fact about the guy playing Nigel, he was a bank manager who, I guess, got tired of having to look straight-laced all the time. So after he retired, he dyed his hair and got a bunch of facial piercings and tattoos. Good on him, I guess.
Nigel's
Love that story.
Though he does tend to get a bit narky if you go too close to him with a magnet.
Oh, look who's back. I kind of wish the opening scene didn't take place later on. Seeing Rimmer stroll into the room as his first appearance would have been great.
Yeah, good point.
Sex. You hope.
Words out, they're gonna throw the book at you, Listy. Followed by the bookcase and then the library.
Not only is it Rimmer, but it's season 1 Rimmer.
What got into you? You can't fly a Starbug, Malado. You're a technician, a zero, a nobody.
Lister fills him in on what he's missed while being dead. Lister knows that no one will believe him unless he can find the nanobots, but he can't leave the room, so he needs Rimmer's help.
A minute, I walk through that door. I get enough watches up my jacksie to light up the whole of pool.
Well, considering what the future has in store for your Jaxie, a couple of zillion volts is gonna be easy street.
Meanwhile, it seems that word about the ship having been rebuilt and stranded in deep space has spread to some of the crew.
That is classified information, Karen. Who the hell told you that?
The coffee machine on G-Deck.
At the moment, they can't consult their Holly due to damage by Starbug earlier.
You don't believe this one's human? Take a look at this.
A little later, the ship's doctor is pointing out some anatomical differences in Cat.
6 nipples? I wonder what the female of the species is like.
Pretty easy to please in bed.
His heartbeat's weird too. Instead of a normal heartbeat, his sounds cooler. Also, his pulse is a different rhythm.
Bopping to the sound of his own heartbeat.
I love Captain Hollister bopping to the music.
Oh, that's good. Just slam that down on tape for me.
Anyway, naturally,
Slam that on a
Rimmer doesn't
tape
want to
for
help
me.
Lister because it would jeopardize his career.
See, I'm going places. Up the ziggurat, lickety split.
Up the ziggurat, lickety split, precisely.
And now some of Lister's previous shenanigans are brought up.
People of honor generally don't take a Polaroid of your snoozing todger, draw a moustache, mouth, and ears on it, and then pin it up on the bulletin board under missing persons. They don't write underneath, have you seen this man believed to be a French movie star?
As if your todger with a couple of eyes drawn on it would look like a French movie star. Way too good looking.
Anyway, while that was last week for this Rimmer, it was years ago for Lister. He's a different person now.
I've done stuff. Stuff that make your hair straight. I've come through it.
And he thinks he can help Rimmer in return.
I've seen the crew's confidential reports. I've seen their strengths and weaknesses. You think you can buy me with promises of power and glory? Do you really think, okay, I'll do it.
But Rimmer needs proof first.
Get me promoted. You've got it? Okay, deal. They'll find the confidential files in Starbuck's cockpit.
Meanwhile, Crichton is being evaluated by the ship's psychiatric counselor.
Now, you're a robot.
Just pointing out the differences in Series 8 at
This
this
guy is
point.
hilariously condescending.
I was created after you died.
I was alive, died, and then started living again.
You've been most fortunate, sir.
How did I suddenly spring back to life again?
You were rebuilt, sir, by these itty-bitty, teeny-weeny, teeny little robots. And they make this little noise.
You aren't helping your case, Crichton.
There it is.
He ends up talking about how Lister helped him to break his programming.
I've also developed several rudimentary emotions. At the moment, I'm working on ambivalence, which means feeling two opposite, irreconcilable emotions about the same thing.
I don't think that's how ambivalence works.
As you can see, I haven't quite got the hang of that one yet. I look like a dog with a caramel toffee.
In any case, it looks like Crichton is going to be restored to his factory settings. Meanwhile, part of Starbug is still intact, and Rimmer finds the disc Lister told him about, along with, remember those positive viruses from way back in Season 5? Quarantine, to be specific?
Sexual magnetism's a virus. Get me to a hospital, I'm a terminal case.
Now those things just keep coming back, don't they?
Years ago from this scientist called Landstrom.
Well, bottoms up. Then bottoms down, and hopefully bottoms up again.
Thanks, Holly.
Yeah, Holly speaks for all of us with that.
The world loves a bastard.
Welcome back, Rimmer.
This is the daily report of Captain F. Hollister of the mining ship Red Dwarf.
Part 2 starts off with a recap by Captain Hollister in a similar style as Holly's distress calls from Season 1. Followed by Rimmer visiting Captain Hollister with an extra long Rimmer salute.
Rimmer, is this salute ever going to end? Do I have time to go for a cup of coffee? Go on vacation?
The idea is supposed to
And
be
we
that
could
the
all use an
longer
outbreak of the
salute,
luck
higher
virus.
rank
Tell
of
me
the
about
person
it.
being saluted.
You wanted to see me?
I'm concerned over some of the safety procedures on board.
So, since Rimmer not tightening the drive plate resulted in the radiation leak that killed off the crew, this Rimmer is going the opposite way and proposing drive plate safety protocols.
Did you really think of this?
Permission to look smug, sir.
Permission granted.
Along with some extra
That
kissing
was
up.
cute.
Happy wedding anniversary, sir.
Blueberry muffin. Like Martha used to make.
But I discovered a couple of unopened medicrates in storage, sir. If this is useful to you in any way, it's yours, no questions asked.
Anus Soothe Pile Cream. The easy-to-apply cream that comes with its own special glove.
That's a little awkward, but Captain Hollister doesn't seem to mind. In fact,
Could you post this for me?
Martha, why did you say that name? I feel like I made this video before that movie, so I don't think I could have made that reference, but I wish I could have.
It's addressed to me, sir.
I'm giving a supper for some of the guys that I've marked out for greater things. Incidentally, it's black tie.
Thai, Chinese, I'll eat anything, sir.
Oh my god.
he's like, hurry and get out of here before I change my mind. Get comfortable, here comes another salute.
Get comfortable, here comes another salute. Jesus Christ.
Barry mentioned in the making of video that he played off the audience's reactions.
Oh, it came out
Basically
after,
let
oh
them
well.
decide how long the salute should be. Meanwhile,
Undressed.
how does that work? And what's he covering? Cue a bunch of gags as the doctor tries to examine Crichton. Which is kind of random since the last guy who talked to Crichton knew he was a robot. I guess protocol must be followed no matter how little sense it makes. Afterwards, Crichton seems depressed.
What are you doing here?
I've been classified as a woman. Well, because I haven't got a...
I'm just not even gonna go into how messed up that is. I do like the detail of Kachansky clutching a stuffed animal since that was referenced in part 1.
They want my permission to repair my corrupted files tomorrow afternoon. Restore my factory setting.
But you're corrupted.
Yeah, I think I didn't really think of it as transphobic
Boy,
at the
Crichton
time,
does
but
not
it
deserve
is,
how nice
unfortunately.
Kachansky is being after season 7.
Spin my nipple nuts and send me to Alaska.
But yeah, Crichton knows
Spin
that
my
he's going
nipple
to be
nuts and
reset
send me
his
to
factory
Alaska.
settings.
It makes me so...
Darn it, I still haven't got the hang of that emotion, have I? Ambivalence.
I like this running gag.
I look like Mr. Lister when he's forced to eat fruit.
What are you going to do?
I have to go along with them, ma'am. I can't say no. They are my superiors.
So Kachansky gives him some advice that sounds good.
If you get scared tomorrow, just imagine what they look like on the loo. Do they still seem better than you?
No, ma'am.
That's what you've got to do tomorrow. Just recreate that picture.
It works for everyone.
Yes. Who are you looking at now?
You, ma'am.
God damn it, Crichton. Sometime later, they all have to answer some questions.
You have refused defense assistance, is that right?
Not sure why Kat is the ringleader all of a sudden, but it's cute.
I've watched a lot of TV shows, and we all huddle together like this and whisper for a while before we answer. It looks like we know what we're doing. We intend to defend ourselves.
I feel like I referenced this scene in one of my Hellraiser videos.
Anyway, they have to agree to
Probably,
getting a mind
probably
scan and
Hellworld.
being drugged, which they do.
Please sign the consent forms and seal them into the envelopes provided.
Later, Lister is in a holding cell.
Operation Get Rimmer Officerhood Power and Eminence, or GROPE for short, is bang on course.
Turns out he gave Rimmer the information about
Fine
the
plan,
drive
sir, with
point.
only two minor
He would have been
drawbacks.
happier if I'd given him 2 girls wrestling in a giant vat of baked beans, then removed the girls and handed him a spoon.
Ew.
I'm on my way.
That's
Up
so
the
gross.
signal, lickety-split.
So Lister wants Rimmer to keep his end of the deal, but Rimmer hasn't actually been promoted yet, so he refuses.
No escape pod, no more info.
Also, Rimmer doesn't need Lister anymore.
Plus, I went through Starbug Salvage, and I found these.
Notice how Lister is holding the vials.
This gives you sexual magnetism. Right now, Yvonne Magruder is sleeping off the first 23 pages on the Kama Sutra.
I wonder if there's any timeline where Yvonne Magruder has any control over who she has sex with.
You'll have some of your look behind, man. That's what's the truth.
So Lister managed to get just enough of the luck virus to be able to guess the codes to release himself. Meanwhile, Crichton is given the choice to go on trial with the rest of his crew or have his corrupted files repaired and set free, worded in such a way that he's supposed to pick the latter.
Oh, it's no good.
So, he takes them all hostage and...
Now, I want you to take down your pants and sit on a toilet.
Then what are you going to do to us?
I'm going to look at you.
I never thought of it before, but I like that there's exactly enough stalls for all of them.
That's a good point.
Yeah, great thinking there, Kachansky.
Now I want you to ask me the question again.
Do you want to have your corrupted files repaired?
No. I did it. No. No, I don't. The answer is no.
Well, that worked about as well as you'd expect. Back to Lister, he and Kachansky are sneaking around, and he tells her about using the luck virus.
Ah, it's a pity you didn't do the same with the sexual magnetism.
Wow, Kachansky is just full of good ideas today.
Oh, God, Dave, I'm so sorry.
I've had some sexual magnetism virus on this hand. But the look virus cured it for me.
Serves you right, asshole.
Nothing, sadly.
Okay, that was funny. Back to Crichton again.
Hello, I'm the data doc.
What's with the hair?
To examine your hard disk.
I love how it takes a minute for the audience to realize that's Robert Llewellyn.
If you wish to eradicate these emotions from his database, press fix.
I guess this is the guy that Crichton's creator modeled him after.
Cheekiness.
So apparently they actually delete Crichton's emotions and reboot him.
My name is Crichton. I am programmed to serve.
Notice that his quirky accent is gone and he sounds more like he did in season 2.
Are you happy, Crichton?
I have no understanding of human emotions, ma'am. I am programmed to serve.
Excellent.
That's a little creepy. Meanwhile, Rimmer has definitely been acquainted with the sexual magnetism virus.
And if we approach light speed, I think we have to be aware
I talked to raise her head.
something I believe we'll experience called future echoes.
Nice reference. Lister really did fill him in on everything.
Let me find out where that coffee is.
Oh, no, Captain, please, allow me. Perhaps, you could help me, Mr. Rimmer.
Anyway, he's also being acquainted with just about every woman on the ship. Back to Lister again. They've now collected Kat. I knew something was missing in this episode. They attempt to collect Crichton as well, but, well...
Are you addressing me, sir? I don't believe we've had the pleasure. Well, if you'll forgive me, sir, I have my duties to perform. Good day.
Even Crichton's walk is different.
Gotta get a better disguise. We already
That's
got
a nice
disguise.
touch.
What's the point of disguise if you
Excuse
wear
me.
it under your normal outfit?
You think I'm gonna wear this on the outside?
Seriously, I missed Cad.
I got a great idea for a new disguise. The Dipley family.
Maybe Cat's been rebooted too. Suddenly he's thrilled about the idea
Oof,
of looking like
God,
Dwayne
yeah.
Dibley.
Talk about this more
I
in the
have to
cat
admit,
videos.
Lister and Kachansky look cute with the teeth and hair.
What do you guys do?
Computer programmers.
Computer
Yeah,
programmers.
But then Crichton comes back at the worst time.
How peculiar. My mop heads are missing. Don't I know you, sir?
Or maybe the best, depending on how you look at it.
Wayne Wibley. Where do I know you from? I feel I'm about to discover something wonderful. But when I discover it, it will put someone in great danger.
And then...
I feel two emotions. Two different emotions. I feel...
ambivalence.
I can feel my files corrupting there. Oh yes, that's good. I'm back. And I'm bad. Obviously within certain sensible preset parameters.
Welcome back, Criters. And Holly gets the guards out of there. Suddenly everything is going really well, as Kachansky points out.
Like they almost want us to escape. Hey, I was just thinking aloud.
But Lister just chalks it up to the luck virus. Meanwhile, Captain Hollister mentions that the psychotropic testing is already happening.
Right now, they believe they're escaping, but we just want to observe what they do.
So that means that if anyone happens to mention any special agreements...
And now Rimmer's worried.
Wayne Wibley.
Excuse me, I think I've left the iron on.
Also, he can't stop having sex, so he, gives himself a handicap. That ought to do it. Maybe too much anesthetic, though. Back to the rest of the crew. Now they're all Dibleys. This is just silly. Including some Scudders. Also, hey, Scudders are back. Part 3 picks up after Lister and Rimmer were imprisoned again. Anyway, prison life is pretty tough for Rimmer.
And I was so depressed, I went to see the social worker.
The time jumping around is a little
Not really,
strange. I don't
big
remember if I
was so
comment on that. I think I probably
went to see
do.
the priest and explained everything.
What did he say?
He said I was a whining baby who was missing.
Then he was all detached.
Also, they're given a blindfold for whenever one of them uses the bathroom.
But we're going to spend the next 2 years in the brig? 2 years with the scum of the universe? People so unbalanced and debauched they couldn't even get elected as President of the United States.
So not touching that.
If only I'd hired a smarter lawyer instead of the brain-dead, pompous, stupid-haired git I ended up with. You defended yourself.
The blindfold's supposed to be for me?
That would make more sense, wouldn't it? Now we're going back to where part 2 left off. If you can't tell, I'm not a fan of the switching back and forth. I'm not really sure why they did that, other than to go, look, the bunk scenes are back. Anyway, another recap of the previous episode from Captain Hollister, only this time he mentions that they've already been drugged and they're in a virtual reality simulation.
I also suspect someone, possibly Lister, has given Rimmer access to the crew's confidential files, and he's using this information
Dennis
to
the
blackmail
Donut
his
Boy.
way up the chain of command. I should know. I use the same method myself to
There it
become
is.
captain. If the crew discover I'm really just Dennis the Donut Boy, I'm finished.
So why did you put that in the report? Back to the crew's hallucination.
Oh, yeah. How did
They
I
sneak
forget
into a
this
blue
scene?
midget, but they have to get permission to take off first.
Please state your name and clearance code.
Major Tom.
Yeah, Major Tom.
Without takeoff clearance, I can't permit you to fly.
Fly? I can make this thing dance.
Bet you didn't know the blue midgets had legs all this time. And here comes one of my favorite cat moments in the series. Though I'll save most of it for the next cat videos. The short version is that Cat impresses the cute ground controller by somehow making the blue midgets dance with him. How does no one figure out that this isn't real?
You free Saturday?
I am now.
Anyway, it worked, so they escape Red Dwarf and the blue midget. Isn't it funny how they spent 2 seasons trying to get back to Red Dwarf and now they want to leave it? Meanwhile, Rimmer tries to get to them.
Angus Thornton, age 36, middle name Lionel. Once admitted to hospital totally naked and attached to...
Uncanny Maid style.
Filthy, stinking, slanderous lie that you just made up.
Want all the crew to know? Take a cigarette break, 5 minutes.
Nice one, Rimmer. Back on Blue Midget, it turns out that they're not leaving Red Dwarf for good, they just want to find the nanobots. In any case, Rimmer tries to go in and delete every mention of him.
What's that?
Something weird just happened.
Yeah, I felt it too.
There it was again.
Which causes Crichton to realize what's going on.
I believe we're in some kind of computer-manipulated, psychotropically induced mind state.
It turns out that the drugs that they agreed to take were on the envelope glue. Spoiler, keep in mind that Rimmer licked an envelope too.
The crews are innocent. Everything we've said and done, escaping, trying to track down the nanos, it corroborates our story.
Anyway, they figure out that it's Rimmer doing the editing.
And if I ever catch up with him, I'm going to cut off both his the blunt knife.
If we're plugged into AR software, there must be a trap door built into the program somewhere to allow escape.
The Scudder's nodding in agreement. I didn't realize how much I missed them. So they look for an exit button and...
There's a button here with E11T on it.
Cat finds it.
11 is XI in Roman numerals. E, XIT. Exit.
He got that.
I'm not a fan of this claymation sequence. God, they all look so ugly and creepy.
There's some food in here, including a bottle of ketchup.
Must be a British thing.
Power ketchup, get it?
What's to get?
Power sauce.
You have to explain the joke, it's not funny.
Press it.
So now
They
they're
all have
apparently
white
out of the
eyes. It's so
simulation.
creepy.
Just the man. No, I know at first glance this may look bad.
Also, the sexual magnetism virus is still working. So Lister has him take some of the luck virus to counteract it.
Oh God, that's so embarrassing.
What now, Rolf?
No time to lose. You should head for the nearest one of these.
From what I've heard, Norman Lovett didn't appreciate that gag.
You mean a moon?
Exactly.
So now they're gonna try to leave the ship for real and possibly take Rimmer with them.
He knows all the security codes.
Of course, he wants to stay and become an officer.
Look, if I leave, I'm always going to be a failure.
We're giving you a second chance at life and an opportunity for you to screw it up in a new and original way.
Holly gets it.
Pretty much.
You'll get your own seat in the cockpit, and you'll be in control of at least 5 buttons.
You'll wake up in the morning and you want to leap out of bed.
Well, in your case, Mr. Lister, that's because your sheets are covered in pointy poppadom shards.
Good one, Kriters.
The old Rimmer was a vital member of the team. He performed essential functions we've never replaced. What did he do? Don't know, really.
Rimmer was basically the leader, but of course they don't mention that. I guess none of them would want to admit it.
Head of safety.
Head of safety, 5 buttons. I'm in.
So they all sneak into a blue midget again. Different ground controller this time.
Please state your name and clearance code.
Reality sucks.
Hey, random squad.
Yes, reality sucks.
So they just get the hell out of there. I kind of like her. But it seems that they're in the clear now.
If I'm so stupid, if I'm computer senile, explain this then.
Time for some classic Holly banter.
Explain what?
You can't, can you?
Also, apparently Holly created the nanobots that resurrected the crew.
My job is to keep Dave sane. True, I'm not that good at it. I do my best. That's why I create these little...
Come back,
versions
Mr.
to
Sucks.
keep
That
it
was so
occupied.
dumb.
We could have wound up doing 2 years in the brig.
You still could.
And it turns out that they're still in a simulation.
In computer jargon, my plans have all gone tits up. I was outthought and outmaneuvered by that other version of me, the one on Red Dwarf.
Original charges, all innocent. But it's equally apparent that they used classified information from the crew's confidential files to their own ends.
This is where it's revealed when Rimmer was drugged.
So instead of the original charge and a possible sentence of 2 years in the brig, they've been found guilty on another charge and got an entirely different 2 years in the brig.
So they actually would have been fine if they had just waited out the trial.
The luck virus. I'll have that.
Where's the other one?
I'm afraid I lost it, sir.
God damn it, Rimmer! I wanted that!
I mean, the lab boys wanted it.
Rimmer looks like he's corpsing a little bit.
Afraid us over that confidential fight scam.
Stole the sexual magnetism virus.
I mean, yeah,
myself a
Rimmer
little too
did
hard
that
there.
stuff, but Lister was the one who told him all about it. The rest is his fault, though. Anyway, they're all sentenced to 2 years, including Holly, apparently.
I've buggered this up a bit, haven't I?
So, enjoy seeing your favorite characters in jail for a whole season.
Welcome to the tank.
Meanwhile, Lister gets back at Rimmer. Yikes. This brings up some questions about how the sexual magnetism virus works, but oh well. And so ends Back in the Red.
That's just wrong.
So, we're up to season 8. You can tell that they were trying to get back to a semi-season 1 feel with Rimmer being back and the return of the bunk scenes. I didn't get around to mentioning this, but the reason they stopped doing the bunk scenes and why they brought in Crichton in season 3
Hi,
is
Roy
because
G. Biv.
apparently Craig Charles and Chris Berry
Still like
weren't
your
getting
name.
along, and those scenes were getting hard to film. So there ended up being fewer scenes with Rimmer and Lister alone together to make things easier. Whatever is going on between them, they obviously got over it at some point.
I was gonna show that
Bringing
kissing
back the
scene.
Red Dwarf crew was a weird choice, though. I think the creators always knew they were going to do something like that in some capacity, but it really kind of kills the general feel of Red Dwarf.
Hi, Cinematic
The
Sith.
4 main characters are supposed to be alone in the universe. Also, I feel like them being imprisoned is unnecessarily bleak. Like, Lister is reunited with his old drinking buddies, whom he was shown missing terribly in the earlier episodes, and then he's just carted off to prison and
thanks,
apparently
Philip.
never sees
Also,
them
hi.
again. And that's never really addressed. It's kind of missing the depth that the series used to have. Like I said, they're in a freaking penal colony and it's all just jokey jokes with no weight to it. It's just a little off-putting to me. I think with how season 7 was received, maybe they were afraid of being too focused on drama, so they went the other direction and ended up overcompensating. On the upside, season 8 is spot on with the comedy for the most part. I laugh at all of the jokes and I generally enjoy it. Though I could do without the implied misogyny, implied rape, and that little borderline transphobic gag. Then again, it was the 90s, so I'll just chalk it up to being a product of its time. In general, the actors make up for any issues I have about this season. They are absolutely on their A game. And as much as I felt those bunk scenes were out of place, I can't deny that they're hilarious. Also, Captain Hollister is great as always. So I guess that's all I have to say about Back in the Red.
Oh, hi, Critical
Season 8
Navigation.
in general is a mixed bag for me, and Back in the Red is no exception, but it's probably the best of season 8. We'll see if I change my mind as I continue covering this season. Next up is Cassandra. See you then.
Gideon's Bible.
He follows me everywhere, that bloke. Stayed in a hotel once. He left his Bible behind there as well. Then 2 years later, another hotel. Those who get left behind again.
Oh God, Lister. My speaker's in the way. I'm having a little hard time seeing what I'm doing here. There we go. Oh yeah, Cassandra's next. Okay, I'm gonna try to get caught up on the chat, but I also have to go to the bathroom, but I'm gonna try to get caught up on the chat first. Oh yeah, this video was kind of long, so there's gonna be a lot of chat to get caught up on. Now you have Lee, who's gleefully watching his master plan to get you into Red Dwarf work. Not really. I just kind of stumbled onto it while he was watching it. I don't think he really tried to get me into it. Reboot was also a great series that might now be hard to watch these days. I mean, I feel like because there's inside of a computer, I feel like at least there's like an explanation for the characters looking the way they do. So I feel like Reboot works. Even to this day, I still can't get around to accepting the Beast Machine redesigns. They are comfortably Uncanny Valley looking to me and worse than the Transmetals design from Beast Wars. Well, like I said, I was never really into Beast Wars, so... Do you think Rarity would like Kat's fashion sense, or would she find some of his outfits too gaudy? Nah, I think his outfits are exactly as gaudy as hers are, so... I think they have similar fashion sense, to be honest. In the alternate universe, Season 8 did not have them in prison as Lister was a hologram in Kachansky's universe. Oh, yeah. It does mean changing the bulb. Oh yeah, yellow alert would have worked for that joke. Skipping over some of this stuff you guys said, because it was very specific to what was happening in the episode at the time. All that time arriving in space and then it blows up the instant it makes it back on Red Dwarf. Yeah, true. Mr. Lister, sir, that means you're no longer the last human alive. I don't think that gets mentioned once in Season 8. Hey, Lister is no longer the last human alive. It definitely never gets mentioned after Season 8. The one time Peterson could have been a regular in the present outside of flashbacks and he wasn't even available to show up for 8. I know, it's such a bummer. Yeah, Alan Rickman and Alfred Molina were the alternate choices for Lister and Rimmer. Oh, sorry. Suddenly there's a prison on Red Dwarf that we'd never heard about before. I know, that's so stupid. If they hadn't, like, tried to go out of their way to mention that nobody knew about it, I might accept it a little more. But, like, just nobody knowing about it, that just... I don't buy that. Excuse me. Does Peterson's legacy continue? Oh yeah, they mentioned him in Season 10. Probably after Season 10 too, but I don't remember. I don't remember the last time he gets mentioned. I won't hear a word against Nigel. He's lovely, as long as you don't get too close to him with a magnet. And then he gets kind of narky, something like that. I think I said the quote wrong, but you know what I mean. You get it. And damn it, that fucking hair's in the way again. Not sure I like the prison retcon. I could see prisoners on a mining crew, but it's weird here. Yeah. Like I said, it was the fact that it was like top secret or whatever that doesn't make sense. Because like it'd be one thing if they were in for life, but like Lister was gonna get out in 2 years. Like if they can keep people in there for only 2 years, how does everybody not know about it? I made this joke before, but I like to think that Nigel is like Pinhead, very nice unless you get too close to him with a magnet. Yeah. Wait, I thought Cat was a virgin. I'm pretty sure he's full of it. It was a good beat. Captain Hollister got a hold of the jerk-ass ball. Oh yeah, he's like really like overly mean in this series after a point. Can you imagine what it must be like for the crew knowing they were dead and brought back? Yikes. Yeah. Except they kind of implied that they don't know. I thought with the way the psychiatrist was talking to Crichton, but I don't know, maybe I'm remembering wrong. I remember this scene when Susan was talking to the doctor and the cat lady. Your chair screwed down, isn't it, Susan? I remember that reference. I'm on the fence about how ambivalence works. Given the amount of ear piercings Nigel has, we have the equivalent of 5 die-cast models. Oh, sorry again. I don't know why I'm always end up yawning. Rimmer could pull a muscle just saluting. I think he kind of did that one time. He sort of limped away. I remember an old joke, if you're doing stand-up and you feel nervous, just imagine the audience naked, unless you're doing a kid's show. That's a good one. Yeah, humor tends to age badly, unfortunately. Crichton has thousands of years of information about the universe. He's far too valuable to be put back to the default setting. That's a good point. Why would they even do that? In the novel Last Human, it turned out that Magruder really did fancy Rimmer, but after she passed out again after the affair, she thought it had just been a dream. Rimmer, on the other hand, became convinced that she really did think she was someone else. Or he was someone else, I think. The result was that neither of them acknowledged the affair again. She had a son with him afterwards, though. Oh my god. That sounds overly... I don't know, complicated isn't quite the word. Come to think of it, whenever Llewellyn plays a human in Red Dwarf, he tends to look like someone from an 80s New Wave act. I got a great idea for a disguise. No, you don't. Cat would be more likely to disguise himself as the Riviera Kid than Dwayne Dibley. Oh, yeah. The bit where they did Reservoir Dogs? I wonder what would happen if Cat took the lung virus. Good question. Imagine Terry Farrell's equivalent of as Dwayne Dibley. She'd be like Michelle Pfeiffer as Selena Kyle. Oh yeah, probably. Out of order storytelling is all the rage. It can work. I just didn't think it did here. I think I know why, to pad out the three-parter like they did with Pete due to running out of budget. Yeah, it's possible. The AR suite looks like board cubicles. I didn't notice that. The Blue Midget got legs in the remastered episodes. I feel like I've heard that before. I'm surprised they didn't give the Only the Good finale an extra episode and remove one from this overlong premiere. Yeah, or even remove one of the episodes from Pete. It's an odd choice. I think I probably mentioned that when I get to Pete, or maybe when I get to Only the Good. I forget. I feel like I mentioned it at some point though. The issue with the claymation is that they didn't make the eyes big enough to make it cute. Yeah, that's definitely part of it. Oh. As a right attendant, everyone's talking about how many buttons they're in charge of. I remember this from earlier. Whenever I think of claymation, I think of Wallace and Gromit. I think most people do. So the other Holly is an egghead. Diamanda Hagen suggested that they could have had Lovett as the recreated Holly with Hattie as the imprisoned Holly. Oh, that would have been cool if they'd had both on at the same time. She's no egghead. She's well-read. Hi, Philip. I think this is the first time I saw your comment. Oh my god, it refreshed. Fuck. Graham McTavish, small role as Ackerman, but now he's everywhere. Oh, that's interesting. The Hobbit, Outlander, the first Creed, Castlevania, Avengers, Wolverine, and the X-Men. Wow, I didn't realize he'd been in so many things. This is back in the time where comedy considered male rape to be funny. Yeah, I'm surprised I didn't mention that the prison rape jokes were... maybe I wasn't quite at a point where I realized how bad that was. You did not miss much cinematic Sith, mainly Can't Smeg, Won't Smeg, and Back in the Red. I'm shocked Rimmer hasn't cracked Lister's skull after what he did. I know, right? That was pretty bad. Dina has similar thoughts on the crew being back in Red Dwarf to all the people in Silent Hill. Yeah, I guess I do. I hope you're having a good February 2 critical navigation. Mine is hit or miss, but hopefully it's going to get better. Oh yeah, Oblivious. He never makes it to the streams anymore. Good luck catching up with the chat. Tell me about it. Red Dwarf being identified as a female makes sense as technically he's not a man, but a man bought, in the words of Bender from Futurama. Do you mean Crichton being identified? Not sure what you're talking about there. Found you when I watched your film Den on Misery. You did an incredible review. Keep the awesome content coming. Thank you. I like the Misery review. Well, not really review, but yeah. Human classification is lacking in nuance. That's true. Hi, Teresias? I've seen your name before, but I still don't know how to say it. The prison on board a deep space asteroid mining vessel never made sense to me. Yeah, it is kind of weird. Oh, Philip also found me through Film Den episodes. Yeah, I hope to make more. I just haven't had much time lately. That's kind of why I do streams now. Good point, well made. Prison thing would make sense if you think it through the perspective of the JMS as a way of volunteering labor on Red Dwarf. That makes sense. Oh, thank you, Birdie. I appreciate it. Oh, unfortunately, I have to go to the bathroom, so I'll be back in a minute. All right. Oh, your internet crapped out. That's a bummer. I didn't dislike season 8 terribly, but I have always been a big fan of the prison show Porridge. Never heard of that. They should have just acted like the prison was always there, just there wasn't any reason to mention it before. Yeah, that would have made more sense. Red Dwarf was the size of isn't Red Dwarf the size of a continent, so it's likely they never came across it. Well, of course, but I mean, they treat it like it's top secret, which doesn't make sense. My general problem with the whole prison thing is that the establishing shot of the tank makes it look far too big to just take up a whole floor. Yeah, good point. They did cat dirty with that claymation. Yeah, they did. I could eat Copenhagen for breakfast. God, that doctor and the cat lady, I didn't expect him to be so damn creepy. Oh, I forgot about that, yeah. It's too bad I streamed that on Twitch and it's gone now, except for a couple highlights I saved. This season was weird with how Red Dwarf decided to imprison our crew, even though they were the only Red Dwarf crew for a long time. Yeah. I think the decision was made as there were a few prison shows on at that time. I think the writers were borrowing popularity. Oh, that would make sense. Seems like a very random choice, but yeah, if that's the case, then it does kind of make sense. That's why I try not to think about values dissonance things unless it gets really bad. Oh yeah, I mean, I think it's like important to notice that stuff, but like, you know, you can still kind of, you know, take it as being a product of its time. Complicated probably is a good word. Their son, Michael Magruder, is a significant character in the novel. Wow. Back to Earth seems to ignore only the goods ending and goes off the alternate ending. It seems like it, yeah. That's another season of Red Dwarf where they just sort of hit the reset button. I read that the reason seasons 7 and 8 got 8 episodes each was because it brought the episode total up to 52, which allowed them to give it to the US as a syndication package. Oh, that's right. I think I've heard that too. Did Crichton's 2 other heads get blown up too? Oh, good question. I would assume so. Yeah, they were on Starbug, weren't they? I was thinking they were on Red Dwarf, but yeah, no, they were on Starbug. Meanwhile, I've been perusing fiction again for fics that catch my interest. I haven't read any fiction in a while. I used to read a lot of it, though. A different kind of Ace fanfic yet? Never heard of that one. Well, I don't really read Red Dwarf fanfiction, so I don't really know any of them. Is it wrong that with My Little Pony, like you mentioned in Derpygate, they only censored Derpy, not accounting their jokes about sweet yet sassy Granny Smith to be seen? Yeah. I don't know. I don't totally agree with everything I said regarding Derpygate, but I think it's got a little more... I think the subject has a little more nuance than I gave it credit for. But in general, yeah, I didn't like that they did that. Dina, they're not reviews. They're retrospective/discussions. I do prefer to call them retrospectives, but sometimes it's just easier to call them reviews since that's what everyone else calls them. Oh, you discovered me through the Silent Hill game dens. Yeah, I'd imagine probably most people who follow me do. Who knows, though? That might have changed. To break it down, correct way to pronounce it... Oh, your name. Tiresias. That makes sense. You know, my bad for picking a blind Greek prophet's name as my net handle. Oh... Wasn't the ship different after the nanobots rebuilt it? Maybe they created a fake prison or a variation. No, because they were talking about it like it was a thing that was there, just nobody knew about it. Imagine if Red Dwarf met Hudson 10? Oh, you mean the, you're talking about... Yeah, I know who you mean. Gets redesigned again and back to Earth. Yeah. Red Dwarf just keeps changing. So Crichton has one head in Season 8. Yeah, I guess he would. My Little Pony fanon really likes to portray Spike as someone who gets around a lot, I've noticed. Oh, okay. It's very random. Ugh, come on. Scrolling is being weird. Porridge is an old British sitcom set in a prison. Oh, okay. I don't think I'd heard of it before. It's both complicated and awkward, plus Red Dwarf continuity is something of a luxury. Yeah. I mean, given that they can be rebuilt living humans, rebuilding the spare head should be nothing, that's true. Oh yeah, yeah, that's right. All Crichton's heads were blown up. Yeah. I remember that. I think we were talking about that last week when we saw that one. Like R.I.P. Sparehead 3. Dina's read a lot of film fiction, some of which she wishes she could forget. Yup. Oh, you discovered me because of Lee, yeah. I know some of my, like, oldest fans discovered me through Lee. I think these days probably the majority didn't. That's just a guess. Porridge had a US remake called On the Rocks? I don't think I've heard of that. Tried watching it, but it was a word-for-word recreation. I've already given my thoughts on that in an earlier chat, yeah. Those don't tend to work out so well. First Dina vlog with Samsara while trying to find the Formica scene. Yeah, Derpy gets credited as Muffins, so that's her canon name. Yeah. How many Red Dwarf vlogs are there? One for every episode. Well, except for like 2-part episodes. I usually do one long video for those. So, okay, not technically one per episode, but almost. Can you imagine the headaches Star Trek fans would have if Star Trek continuity was as mangled as Red Dwarfs? Hi, Isaiah. Oh yeah, you did see Lee first on Kick-Assia. I remember that now. Fanfics tend to have her name as Ditsy Do, with Derby being the name bullies called her. What's worse is the fact that the show changed her character. Changed a character that could not act different, all because some parents complained. Like, I think some kids would look up to characters like that, yeah. Yeah, some people kind of related to Derpy, and they were like really mad that they changed it. Damn you, moral guardians. Okay, back to Red Dwarf. I think I'm gonna get some water really quick, but I'll just let this run because it'll only take a second.
So we open on a brilliant plan from Holly for how Lister can shorten his sentence.
Become a dog. Dog years are 7 times shorter than human years, according to a 20th century newspaper called the National Enquirer. The operation's quite straightforward. A roverostomy, they call it.
Every time Rimmer walks into the room, it reminds me that he's back, and it makes me all happy.
I had everything and I threw it all away. It's a tragedy.
What are you on about? You had none of that stuff.
You're right, I had none of that stuff. I had absolutely nothing and I threw it all away. It's an even bigger tragedy.
That's pretty similar to a line from Red Dwarf USA.
I mean, in a sick way, it's really kind of impressive, you know? I started out with absolutely nothing, and I couldn't hang on to it.
It's only 2 years. What could be 8? Probably
I love
18
Craig
months.
Bierko's
Maybe when you were
delivery.
first
I don't
born,
care what
maybe
anyone
18 months.
says.
The time just flashed past.
It flashed past because you had 2 breasts, big as your head, at your beck and call day and night.
So time flies when you're having fun?
Give me that now and I wouldn't be whinging.
Anyway, Lister has signed up for the Canaries.
Do a singing troupe, a cappella. You are the sunshine of my life. That's why I'll always be around.
Which apparently isn't what he thinks it is.
Oh, Listy. Listy, Listy, Listy.
Rimmer tells him about how when miners wanted to go into a pit, they lowered a canary in a cage into it first to test if the air was poisonous. God damn it, that just makes me think of the Silent Hill movie.
The canary's job is to go into the most
Hate being reminded of the Silent Hill movie.
and see if it could stay alive. Then they'd know if it was safe to send in the important people.
So yeah, this is what Lister actually signed up for.
It gets worse as well.
Worse, go on.
I've signed you up too. I've signed us all up. Crichton, Chris, everyone.
So they're Canaries now. Their first assignment is to explore a derelict ship that's at the bottom of an ocean where the crew apparently disappeared without a trace. Rimmer tries to play it off as if they really did sign up to be in a music group and wandered into the wrong room.
We don't talk about the Silent Hill movie.
Perhaps if you could just remind me, sir, I'm sure it will all come back.
But that goes about as well as you'd expect. I'm sure they aren't the only ones to try to get out of being a canary.
Let's go kill something!
This guy is called Kill Crazy, and he's easily one of the best things about Season 8. So they take a diving back.
I wish to hell I knew this when I made these videos, but the guy who played Kill Crazy went on to do the voice of the Geico Gecko. I can't fucking believe that. If you really listen, you can tell it's him, but I would not have guessed it.
Fell down to the ship, which is a pretty cool looking sequence, actually. I'll give Season 8 one thing. It's really impressive visually. And so much for Kill Crazy. So Kachansky has found the mainframe, and our main character...
Kill Crazy is one of the few really good things about Season 8.
Good evening, Arnold. I've been looking forward to your
Him and
arrival
Ackerman.
so very much.
So this is Cassandra, a computer that's supposed to be able to accurately predict the future.
Extraordinary.
Extraordinary.
The questions we can ask, it can tell us our future.
The questions we can ask.
This gag goes on a little long. In any case,
Yeah.
Rimmer wants to ask her about their future.
I know, Arnold, because I know the rest of this conversation. He chokes to death, aged
Hi, Timmy
181,
Tara.
trying to remove a bra with his teeth.
And ends up asking about Lister's death.
I didn't want to know that. Whose bra?
181? Probably your own.
Taking a bra off with me teeth age 181.
That's a hell of a sexy way to go. So long as the teeth are in your mouth at the time, sir.
Thanks for the mental images, everybody.
I never wants to know that. Know how I die? It's completely spoiled the surprise.
So naturally, Crichton has a theory.
The ship was sent here by the Space Corps on autopilot to get rid of you. How'd you work that out? I read it on this mission directive here.
That's actually kind of a fun take on how Crichton always conveniently has the answers.
There was no dead bodies on board, because the ship didn't have a crew.
They want to leave now, but apparently the ship is filling up with water and they aren't going to make it, according to Cassandra.
All the Canaries will be dead within 1 hour, except for Rimmer.
Yes!
Who will be dead in 20 minutes. Only Lister, Crichton, the cat, and Kachansky
Oh, sorry, baby
survive.
girl.
What happens to Rimmer?
He has a heart attack, brought on by the stress of knowing he's going to die in 19 minutes and 31 seconds.
And everyone is kind of creeped out now. All of this is kind of familiar, and Lister reminds everyone about future echoes. But since Kachansky wasn't there for that, he explains what it was about.
Well, we learned that if the future's already decided, you can't change it.
You're a chicken soup machine repairman, not Hank Handsome space adventurer.
More like a little from column A and a little from column B.
I've been surviving in space 5-6 years. When it comes to weirdy, paradoxy space stuff,
Excuse me,
I bought the
oof.
t-shirt.
He bought it and I ironed it
Came
for
out
him.
of
That's
nowhere.
telling him criters.
So, you're saying the future's the future, and like your underpants, the chances of change are remote.
Rimmer, having not experienced future echoes firsthand, refuses to believe that their futures are set, which leads Crichton to thinking that Rimmer's lack of experience, compared to the rest of them, could be a good thing.
Harness your stupidity, sir. Use your empty-headed, simplistic moron mind and find a solution.
Well, it sounded good for a while. So Rimmer has Crichton play back the conversation with Cassandra, and it turns out that there was no point where she referred to him as Rimmer. She just said Rimmer dies.
She could have seen some other guy die of a heart attack. Someone she's been told is called Rimmer.
Here comes the guy who delivered the crotch attack earlier. So Rimmer spills coffee on him and gives him the vest with Rimmer's name on it.
A perfect fit, sir.
And takes him back to Cassandra.
Hello, Arnold. Bang on time.
What happens to me? Do I get back to Earth?
No, you die in about 4 seconds' time of a heart attack after hearing the news that you're going to die of a heart attack.
Filthy.
Yes!
But of course that doesn't work.
Rimmer dies of a heart attack, and then you and all the other Canaries die too. I've seen it.
That's as well as maybe, but have you seen this?
Yes, I'm afraid I have.
I believe it. So Crichton has a theory
That's a good
that,
line
due to
there.
Cassandra's
Yes, I'm
prediction,
afraid I
everyone
have.
but Rimmer is basically invulnerable as long as they're on the ship. So they form a shield around him and escort him back to the diving bell where he'll be safe.
Chris, take cover, the water's coming!
Except the ship starts to flood, so Rimmer and Kachansky end up trapped in the lower area with Cassandra.
You tried to cheat the future and failed, as I knew you would.
So Rimmer gives up and straight up asks her how he dies.
Lister catches you making love to Kachansky and shoots you through the head with a harpoon gun.
Arnold, that's me, and Kachansky, that's the woman.
I love how he double checks that she knows who Kachansky is so he won't get any surprises.
When Lister, that's the short dumpy one with the stupid haircut, walks in and shoots me through the head while I'm making love with Kachansky.
Fantastic!
Yeah, this is pretty icky. There's a lot of this sort of thing in Season 8, unfortunately.
I mean, let's face it, you can't change the future, sadly.
But you said you could.
Yeah, I've changed my mind now.
Of course, Kachansky is determined to not let it happen, but fate seems to be on Rimmer's side, ironically.
It's coming true. It's all coming true.
It's coming true. It's all coming true.
Meanwhile, the rest of them have made it back to the diving bell, but Lister is going to go back and save Kachansky with a harpoon gun.
I'm not sure about this. This is the first time I've ever been seduced by predeterminism theory.
Oh, bloody buggering hell!
And thank God he got there before
Bloody
this scene got any
buggering
more
hell.
icky.
I've got it. That's more than I did.
You must have been mad. What the hell was I thinking?
I want to believe that the writers said that after the fact. So Lister has figured everything out, or thinks he has. Cassandra made up the bit about Rimmer and Kachansky to get back at Lister.
So why did she say she saw it happen?
To try and make it happen. Because Cassandra knows, and has always known how she dies. She's trying to make me suffer now for something that I'm destined to do in the future.
Actually, it was Crichton who figured it out.
But did he really have to figure it out quite so damn fast? Would it have killed him to take 30 minutes longer? 10 minutes even? 2 would have done.
So Lister goes to confront Cassandra
just keeps
and makes
going.
a speech about how he doesn't believe in fate.
So I'm not going to kill you, Cassandra. What happens in the future is up to me. Not some predetermined destiny smeg. I'll see you kidding.
And then it turns into Final Destination.
I haven't even seen that movie, but
Cassandra's reaction is gold.
she's like, God damn it.
Lister's too. And so is Cassandra, in both ways that can be taken. This episode is mostly pretty good as Season 8 goes. Like I said, I feel like Season 8 is unnecessarily bleak, with them being in a penal colony, and now it's gone even further with them being human versions of canaries sent into mines to probably die. But putting that aside, most of the comedy works. And Cassandra herself is great. I love how sassy she is and how she always smirks at Rimmer, even if her dialogue gets a bit repetitive at times. Also, great choice with her name. Cassandra was a figure from Greek mythology who was cursed to utter prophecies which were true, but which no one believed. Which, aside from the bit with Rimmer and Kachansky, actually suits her pretty well, right up until the end. So while this episode isn't as good as Sirens, it's cool to have another Greek mythology reference. I already mentioned that Kill Crazy is a fun character, and the bit with Rimmer and Kachansky is kind of icky, so I guess that's about all I have to say about this one. Hey, I'm already halfway through Season 8. Next up is Critey TV. See you then.
Oh God, Critey TV. That's another one that's kind of funny, but also kind of icky. God damn it. Poor Kachansky. What the fuck?
What's that word women tennis players always used to reckon was so important? Begins with C.
Cunnilingus?
Scented.
Cunnilingus. God damn it, Rimmer. It's like his mind is always in the gutter. Okay. Oh my God, where did I leave off at on the chat? Bruh, I think I'm going back too far. Oops, I think I forgot to select the last message I read. Crap. Okay, I know I'm getting close. Yeah, here's where I left off at. Personally, I prefer Lee as one of the Dr. Insano variants from Linkara and Spoonie's Warrior comic reviews. I forgot about that. I'm pretty derpy myself. What's that line from that meme from Spider-Man? I'm something of a derp myself. Roverostomy. Hi, Taijan. If only they still had the alien transmogrification machine, yeah. Yeah, I think we all kind of agree that Craig Bierko is good. It's just he didn't have the best dialogue to work off of, but he did a pretty good job with it. Every time I hear the song Sunshine of My Life, I always remember Lister doing that gesture when the penny drops. I didn't know that was a real song. I get a kitty rubbing on me. We don't talk about the Silent Hill movie. I think I read that one already. Let's go kill something. Well, I mean, when there's the Silent Hill movie and then there's Silent Hill Revelation, so if I'm not saying Silent Hill Revelation, that generally means I mean the first movie. I find the name canaries to be culturally insensitive to birdies. Yeah, wouldn't that be like wondering where Tara went. Wouldn't that be cultural appropriation? If Lister was smarter, he'd trade info for a heavily reduced sentence or all, even Rimmer. Yeah, good point. Red Dwarf supported car insurance. Goes ballistic, then marches off orderly. Like, that's a great bit. I love how Kill Crazy was the only one who actually wanted to leave the diving bell. That's true. Here we go. Yeah, bonk. He goes Kill Crazy for car insurance. Yeah, Cassandra was sassy. I mean, she's most of what makes that episode work. What's your favorite TV show? Is Zoolander, the one with the talking lizard? Rimmer being that excited to have Lister know how he dies is peak Rimmer cruelty. Oh yeah, that's like going back to oh, what episode was that in the first season? Oh, well, I guess Future Echoes, duh. Oh, this episode also gave the phrase giving it Riz. All the canaries will die in an hour, except for Rimmer, who will die in 20 minutes. Saw a cat coughing up a green hairball earlier. What the fuck? Oh yeah, I guess they can kind of be that color. Ew, you had me thinking about it now. Is that technically murder? I don't know. I'm tempted to say no, but I'm not sure, actually. I love how Rimmer thinks he's literally going to go out with a bang. Cassandra wasn't wrong about Rimmer. She made it up to set up Lister. This is pretty ick, but not nearly as bad as a women's shower stuff in Cridey TV. That's true. It's a writer's fault for writing themselves into a hole. Excuse me. Rimmer should realize by now he doesn't get what he wants. Good point. Cassandra's reaction is the best thing about this episode, that and Kill Crazy. Pretty much. Eternally digging his own grave for our entertainment. Kind of ironic since he's dead most of the time. Oh, somebody already explained it. Whoops. As if the secret prison plot wasn't flimsy enough, they allow them around the shop where they can meet other crew. They then leave the ship and bring back civilians they have met. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. As a Greek freak, I do love the constant myth usage. Yeah, it's fun. Cassandra needs a barber stat. Linkara once said in a commentary that he liked season 8 except for gritty TV. That's funny. Oh, but Cassandra promised was one of those few Kachansky lines that actually amused me. And you know it's a bad episode when we're pitying Kachansky. I pretty much always pity Kachansky, to be honest. Everyone is always being so mean to her. And sometimes I guess she has it coming, but... I don't know, it just felt like she was put on that show to kind of be abused, and her being the only woman makes it feel a little... not right. It's like they saw the clip of Rimmer doing the thrust and thought, let's make him a pervert in Series 8. The writing room, we have Rimmer and Kachansky. We have to use them both. Idea, predeterminism. In an alternate universe, Kill Crazy harnesses the power of the large ham and becomes even more dramatic. Hi, Blur Boy. Whenever the next season happens, I want an episode similar to Marooned, but with the cat and Crichton. It would be interesting to see their relationship. Oh, yeah. That would be kind of interesting. Sunshine of My Life is a Stevie Wonder song. I did not know that. I'd never heard that before this episode. That's interesting. There's the Silent Hill movie and Silent Hill Revelations. Very important. Big distinction to make. Well, I mean... as bad as I thought the first movie was, the second was so much worse. So, there is a distinction there. Should we get Dina a Flurry Heart plushie or a Stephen Magnet plushie? Stop reminding me of how much I hated Flurry Heart. Did Frank Sinatra also do Sunshine of My Life? No, I'm not paying too much for my car insurance. Now let's go kill something. Keep meaning to ask how is Lee lately. Has he managed to get any answers to his health problems yet? He has an idea of what might be causing his issues. I don't know if he'd want me to talk about it, but yeah, he's going to see a doctor pretty soon. We have new insurance thanks to my job, so we're both looking into our medical stuff. Hence how I just got prescribed some pills for my heartburn. How often do Soul and Tara cough up hairballs? Not actually that often. I think Soul does it more, probably because he's got, even though he's technically a short-haired cat, he's got really dense fur. By green hair, I think they meant the Geico Gecko. Oh, duh. Okay. That wouldn't really be a hairball, though. That's why I didn't get it. Not the bang he wanted. Okay, Isaiah, thanks for stopping by. You're probably gone already. I'm not as behind as I thought. Would you ever do vlogs for the Littlest Pet Shop series that aired around the same time of My Little Pony's first airing? I believe the same day of the season 3 premiere of My Little... Nah, I never watched it. Excuse me. Oh, there's that heartburn. Damn it. Like I said, I've only been taking the heartburn pills for a few days, so... Also, I think you pointed it out, but Kat never complains about having to wear the same outfit as everyone else. Yeah. Yeah, that's another thing. There's a whole lot they could have done with Kat that they didn't in Season 8. Lister has said before that an AI capable of independent thought should be considered practically human. That would make him a killer by his own standards. That's true. I mean, he did look like he felt bad about it. It's not like he killed her on purpose. I bought seasons 1 to 8 on DVD. We'll rewatch 7 to see about the prison in Holly. At least we're laughing at the second Silent Hill movie. I'm not sure if that makes it better or worse, though. Tara's under my chair because I have my little space heater on. Cat would sleep for 12 hours and Crichton would wait and wake him up when rescued. God, I hated Flurry Heart. Oh, well, I wish Lee luck and hope he gets the help he needs. Hope your new medication works out well. Thank you. Yeah, me too. Okay, Tarasius. I'm probably getting it wrong again, but oh well. Thanks for stopping by. Smoke me a kipper. I'll be back for breakfast. Mock we a trip or I'll be tack for breakneck. Either Dina goes overtime or she's about to end on Cridey TV. I don't know which she would rather do. We'll watch Cridey TV, I guess. Nice to get Cridey TV out of the way due to how awkward it is. Yeah, good point. Which is a shame because there were things I liked about it. Yeah, same. Alright.
We open on Crichton having to be a woman. Meanwhile, I weep for all that wasted nail polish. But yeah, he finds the whole thing annoying and boring. Meanwhile, Rimmer gets his mail.
I've won either a holiday in Mauritius, a soft-top sports car, or a fabulous matching set of egg cups.
I've won the holiday.
Oh, they're taking the smeg.
What now?
I've won the lottery as well.
I mean, he's in jail, not to mention millions of years into deep space, so of course he's getting all these things that he can't use.
Here's one for you.
What's from?
Peterson.
Wow, another Peterson reference already.
What's happened to him?
Something catastrophic.
Anyway, he somehow found Lister's guitar in the wreckage of Starbug, and he's going to send it to him.
Are you okay?
Of course I'm not okay. I hate your guitar. Didn't you get a clue that time I tried to insert it in you?
You would have stood a better chance if you used the neck end. Hey, come on, we're not the song. That was a classic.
There's a random reference to season 3.
People who heard that formed self-help groups.
But once Lister gets the guitar, things look up for Rimmer.
I feel like a man who leaps out of a plane with no parachute and lands in the hot tub at the Playboy Mansion.
And more good news. Apparently their case is going to be reviewed, and if all goes well, it could mean their sentence being reduced.
Standing there, right in front of me was this weird sort of mutant thing. With like 2 heads and all these tentacles. Yeah, 2-1 looked at me and ran off.
Good old Kill Crazy. Meanwhile,
yeah, when he's speaking softly, if you really listen, he does sound like the Geico Gecko. Like you can tell.
Crichton is complaining
That's the only
about
time,
being
though.
classified as a woman, and the showering is mentioned.
So hideously dull, I can't describe it. Oh my goodness, we've been frozen in time.
I love how long this bit goes on.
It must be a warp in the time-space continuum. How curious it isn't affecting me.
We were just thinking about what you were saying.
It's weird how Kachansky is missing in most of these shots. Apparently Chloe was sick while this was being filmed, so there's a limit to how much she could do. Anyway, Kill Crazy suggests that Crichton do some filming in that shower.
Morally speaking, using a hidden camera in the women's showers, taking shots of them sudding themselves with mounds of foam.
Yeah, Rimmer just doesn't want to mess up their appeal.
Yeah, I'm appealing.
That's a minority view.
But
We've just got to be model prisoners.
Well, screw his appeal. I want to see skin.
But of course, Crichton refuses.
I'm a woman and proud of it. So excuse me, I'll be with my fellow sisters, doing it for ourselves.
Go Criters?
I was beaten up and mugged.
This bit is great. Apparently someone stole Ackerman's glass eye.
He's so great here.
Is Rocket in this prison? Sounds like something he would do.
I'm glad to see
True.
sense prevail.
Down to the gag with the false teeth.
She thinks my eyes are my loveliest feature. If I go like this, I'm only half lovely!
I know who stole your left peeper, sir.
So good.
It was him, sir. I saw him playing marbles with it this morning, sir.
Well, I'm gonna get that eye.
Unfortunately, Rimmer is gonna get himself in trouble at this rate. Afterwards, Crichton is knocked out. Sometime later, I love that the creators of the show made their own bad movie, in the vein of the Angels with Filthy Souls bit in Home Alone.
Look, there's one!
I love it when they go the extra mile like that instead of just showing clips for an old Roger Corman or Ed Wood movie.
Good evening.
But, the movie gets interrupted.
Brought to you courtesy of Karate TV. We bring you live and lithe Women's Shower Night.
It got to him. They reprogrammed Crichton.
Of course, this is all Kill Crazy's fault. Except that now
His
Crichton's
face.
going to stare at a floor tile until they donate enough stuff. Going by Kill Crazy's reaction, apparently that wasn't part of the plan.
Start filling those buckets.
I love that there are t-shirts already. You can find knockoffs of those online, by the way. Anyway, Rimmer and
I bought one of those for Lee. I don't think he still has it though, or he probably has it like packed away somewhere or something.
Lister keep trying to leave to tell someone about this. Rimmer because of the appeal, and Lister because he's worried that Kachansky will think he's involved.
It's Crichton, visitor, sir.
So somehow Crichton has gotten rich off of this. Lister thinks he knows how to reprogram Crichton so he'll go back to normal, but Crichton doesn't want that.
It's made me rich, feared, and respected. I'm loving every minute of it. Miss Kachansky, I have a little gift for you. You know you were worried about picking up verrucas in the shower room. Well, I got the perfect solution. A waterproof pogo stick.
Remember when Kachansky used to be smart?
Think of the money. Think of the show.
He's saying that right next to her. How does she not hear him? Kachansky
Anyway,
is
Lister lets her in on what Crichton is.
dumb and deaf in season 8. God.
I saw the whole thing. All 3 terrible hours of it.
They let them take 3-hour-long showers in prison? I doubt that.
I've got a merchandising meeting in 2 minutes. Excuse me.
Of course, Kachansky is mad that Lister just watched instead of doing something about it.
You've seen me with no clothes on when we went out.
To see if anything had changed.
If I'd known it meant that much to you, that you needed to see me naked so badly, I wouldn't necessarily have said no. We're friends, aren't we?
Chris.
No, not ever.
You just said...
We're not friends anymore.
Yeah, you had that coming. Sometime later, he's trying to make it up to her.
A bag of flour. 2 bags? Flour? Flowers?
That's too cute. I don't think I could stay mad at him.
I can just see her reading the card. To make up for it, and to indicate how truly sorry I am, here's 2 bags of self-raising. Something I didn't need any help with yesterday.
Looks like Crichton got himself into trouble.
The girls found out about shower night. They attacked me, cleaned out my system.
Anytime I'm watching some British person's cooking show and they mention self-raising flour, I think of that line. We say self-rising in the U.S.
But kick me out. I've been reclassified as a man.
A little later, he apologizes and figures Lister has heard the news about Kachansky.
What news? You haven't heard?
Heard what?
The news.
What news?
You haven't heard the news.
I love this bit.
I can't believe you don't know.
No, what?
No one told you. Told me what? I'm so traumatized. No one's had the guts to tell you the horrible, terrible, terrible, appallingly hideous, awful news.
Anyway,
I feel like I think I remember Robert Llewellyn mentioning that some of that dialogue was ad-libbed because at some point they forgot their lines and they just kind of kept going.
turns out that Kachansky's gone back to her ex, the guy she left Lister for. Only now he has a name.
He's taking her to the officers' club tonight. Probation permits it, provided she's back by 10. You're taking this very well, sir. I'm really impressed.
No, I'm not, man. I'm falling apart.
I know that, but I was just trying to cheer you up.
Anyway, Crichton is a changed bot, and suddenly he wants Lister and Kachansky to get together. Yeah, sure.
The new me wants you to have children so I can iron those itty-bitty little socks.
You know, that part I could believe. Either way, he's going to help Lister sabotage the date. So they're going to sneak into Tim's quarters and leave things that will make him look bad.
A half-eaten onion sandwich. That's always a passion killer. I like those. Morris Dancer Monthly. What a total dweebo nerdmeister will look with those.
They're mine.
Tragically unfashionable underpants.
They're mine.
Christian rock music.
Have you been going through my things?
This is the pièce de résistance.
That's a cute
So
bit.
Lister sneaks into the room through a vent, leaves the magazines and CDs on the table, the onion sandwich under a couch cushion, hangs up that poster, puts
Wow.
a fish on a light bulb, and crumbs in the bed and uses those scissors.
Assassin.
Turns out he's been on Cruddy TV all this time. Great disguise.
Here he comes now.
So Crichton made up the bit about Kochanski dating Tim, and those quarters that Lister just trashed actually belong to Ackerman.
But you said the girls had restored you back to normal.
Whoops. You've been critered.
Even Lister thought that was kind of funny. Anyway, Ackerman is coming back soon, so Lister has to find a way back into that room so that he can clean it back up before then.
Sorry to keep droning on about this, but what about the appeal?
Not sure why Lister didn't just go through that event, since that's what he got
That was
in
pretty
the first
funny.
place, but oh well. In any case, they manage it.
Thanks for watching, folks. See you next time.
There he is. I was just trying to boost the ratings, sir.
It was just a prank, brah. Later, Lister finally gets that appeal they've been trying to get, and
Yes! From this day forth, all inmates with no records of violence or depression will be allowed to have strings on their guitars. This appeal was all about guitar strings.
You didn't think it was about getting out of here, did you?
it's a bad day for Rimmer.
And as a personal thank you, I thought I'd write you a song.
Aw. And so ends Cruddy TV.
Poor sad Rimmer.
So, this episode. Oh boy. Well, like I've said, unfortunately there's a lot of jokey jokes in Season 8 that involve women having no autonomy. They're just kind of there as prizes for male characters when they manage to crack the code that allows them to do whatever they want. First there was the sexual magnetism virus in Back in the Red, and then there was... Actually, why was Kochanski going to sleep with Rimmer and Cassandra? Not a fan of Kochanski being dumbed down like this. And now Crichton is filming women nude without their consent. Haha. I can't wait for Season 8 to be over. But if you can get past that, there are funny parts in this episode. Crichton is great, and so is the whole Cruddy TV angle in general. Parts of it actually feel like YouTube prank videos, which is interesting. Rimmer is great too, and of course that bit near the beginning with Ackerman.
That one lay
Is
half
Lister
that
out of
way.
character in this one? Yes and no. Lister can be dumb, especially when it comes to Kochanski, so his handling the filming of her in a bad way doesn't seem to be out of character. My only issue is that after the fallout, he still doesn't seem to care about what happened to Kochanski. He only feels bad because she's mad at him. And I feel like Lister should maybe be a bit more mature than that at this point. And again, nothing about how every male prisoner has seen Kochanski naked and she has to deal with the fallout from that. She's basically a prop in Season 8. So yeah, this one is a mixed bag. Parts of it are good, but parts of it are kind of gross. Next up is Pete. See you then.
Oh, Pete is next. Yeah, I don't think we have time for Pete, so I will wrap up once I get caught up with the chat. I'll see how long it is, but I'm gonna guess it's probably too long.
Prison regs. You're not allowed anything you can hang yourself with.
I wouldn't want to hang myself if they had me guitar strings.
I think they were thinking of me.
Yeah, it's 18 minutes. I'm not gonna have time for that once I'm caught up on the chat. He hasn't died, has he? Died? You'd think he'd write and tell you? You're right. I'm not thinking right. He's probably too busy planning his funeral. That's a great bit. Flurry Heart was too forced in my opinion, and what was with Cadence and Shining Armor appearing in just about every season premiere and season finale minus season 1 and the Return of Harmony, that's true. I didn't mind them. I mainly just hated Flurry Heart because her design was so terrible. Your eye is your loveliest feature. I saw the trailer for the new Guardians of the Galaxy. It's going to make me cry. I just saw Baby Rocket in it. Oh no! I guess I haven't seen that, surprisingly. I guess I'll have to look up that trailer. Along with Ant-Man, I also like Guardians of the Galaxy a lot. Yeah, Angels with Filthy Souls is... I was gonna say the best bits of Home Alone, but not really. Not the best, but it was really good, though. Like I said, I did like that they went to the trouble of like filming their own fake movie. Well, I think we're supposed to think that Crichton got like new gold-plated armor or whatever. I don't know, it doesn't matter. It was just a gag. Baby girl, what's the matter? Yeah, the flower gag was really cute. How would you feel if Lee gave you 2 bags of flour as flowers? I think he knows me very well. Supposedly they improvised this after they kept messing up. Yeah, I think you posted that right after I said it, or it appeared for me right after I said it. Excuse me. Yeah, Crichton's laugh is great. Doug Naylor wrote, Rob and Craig are brilliant. I wonder if I can get them to do whole episodes like this. Okay, so you're in space and something attacks. Now get out there and improvise. Pickled onion sandwiches are actually a thing. I never heard of that before. I imagine if they're pickled, it's probably the flavor is probably a lot more like mild, so probably be better than having like a regular onion sandwich, but it still affect your breath. So Rimmer listens to Christian rock music. That does seem a little weird for him, but the joke is always that Rimmer likes what everyone else hates, so... It was just a prank, sir. The guitar string bit was hilarious. Yeah, it was. Yeah, that episode did age badly. Youngblood's disease. Aw, it's only 18 minutes, but yeah, but then I gotta catch up with the chat afterwards. Let me see how many more Season 8 episodes are there. Oh, there's just Pete and Only the Good. Interesting. So we'll definitely finish up Season 8 next week. So that's good. We didn't quite rip off the whole Band-Aid, but we got most of it off. And then we get more cat videos. The cat videos are kind of long. I'll bet we don't even quite make it to Back to Earth next week, but we'll see. Oh yeah, I think part 6 is only what's the name of that episode? Identity Within. I think the cat video part 6 is Identity Within. In this world, a dead person can contact their friends with the news, death not being such a handicap as it used to be. That's true. He could have been made a hologram. Get Fluttershy to use the stare on him. Even better, Lee presenting those 2 bags of flowers in Lister Liverpudlian accent. That would be so funny. I'm sorry, but did you forget about the appeal? That was great. Yeah, we're most of the way through the awkward episodes. Yeah, I don't remember if there's anything really bad in Pete. Or Only the Good, for that matter. I don't know, there's so many fucking subplots in Pete, it's hard to remember what all happens in it, other than the main one. Suddenly shouting is probably one of my favorite comedy tropes. Yeah, it can really catch you off guard. All right, Sticks, thanks for stopping by. Okay, everybody, I know I'm ending a little early, but I don't want to go. I just don't feel like squeezing in another episode, so we will finish up season 8 next week. Yeah, I guess that's about it. I can't think of anything to really end on. I have to go to the bathroom anyway, so I gotta end kind of quickly. So thanks for joining me, everybody. Yeah, I'll see you next week. Have a good weekend. Bye. Tara also wants you to have a good weekend, I guess. Bye.